So what's interesting is that the camera sets up its own wireless network. So you don't have to worry about data or any of your cell plans. But you just need to go through a simple process to make this connection. So first off, if you go into the main menu mode and scroll down to the camera setting, this little camera symbol, and then over, and then go all the way to the bottom. It's on the second page. Wireless communication. Hit OK. Right now the camera is trying to set up a network that the iPad can see. So this little blinky indicator tells us that. So then go into the settings on your iPad and go under Wi-Fi, and you'll see the Fujifilm GFX 50S network is up and we're connected. So the network has been established by the camera. We've connected it through the Wi-Fi settings on the iPad. Now we're going to the Camera Remote app by Fuji, which is a free app. Open it up, hit remote control button, and now we have a live feed from the camera, and it is something that we can adjust to some extent. We can adjust ISO, we can adjust shutter speed, we can adjust aperture. You can even adjust a few extra little things deeper in the menu. But for the most part, I just care about shutter speed and aperture. So I'm going to basically go into the aperture mode because I want to be at f11. And you can see the exposure adjusting, so it gives you an idea of what your exposure is. That's about all it does, though. It doesn't give you highlight warning indicator, which is set up in the camera. I really wish it did have that, but I feel like we're just a firmware update away from that. Surely Fuji is going to develop that. And once you've used this for a couple of times, you'll probably get a sense over what a good exposure actually looks like. So I'm going to go back into shutter speed, just adjust my shutter speed down a little. There we go. And then I was going to press this red button and it takes the picture. It couldn't be any easier. So the shortcoming that I can see from this app so far is there's no exposure meter. So you have to kind of eyeball it. I would be happy to do without the exposure meter as long as I had a highlight indicator warning up in my highlight areas. Even though I have it turned on in the camera, I'm not seeing that reflected on the screen. So that's a bit of an inconvenience. But if you set your camera up, use the light meter, get everything ready, and then connect the remote, you'll start to get used to what the screen is reading, and you'll be able to probably judge a pretty accurate exposure, and then just bracket a bit to cover your bases. The one thing I would like to point out is today we're using a TechArt adapter with a Canon 24 tilt shift lens. So it's a manual focus lens. So I can't focus from the app, of course. I have to focus from the lens. But if I had one of the Fuji autofocus lenses on here, which I didn't bring with me today, I would simply be able to touch in the area that I want to be in focus, and the camera will autofocus to that touch point from the iPad screen, which is pretty amazing. So for now, it is as simple as press this red button. The exposure happens, you see the picture go away, you hear the indicator go on the camera, and then you're back up to live view mode. If you want to see that capture, you just scroll back to this button here, the universal green arrow button that we're also used to. It will show me what images are on the SD card right now. So right now this is the last shot we took. We're not really creating art today. It's more of this is a beautiful scene to be in, and just show you in really nice soft light how easy it is to use this remote app.